Hey y'all, I just wanted to come to you all and upload you the video I promised, even though it's like late because technical difficulties. But nonetheless, I will make up for that. I like to be fair when I am late with things to give you all more time to have access to those things. So, to start things off, my name is Chelsea Fox. You can call me Miss Fox. Please do not call me by my first name. I graduated from Philander in 2015, and I was very involved on campus. Um, Namely, I was in Platinum by Design. I was actually the president of Platinum by Design. I was senior class president for my class. I was a RA, or resident assistant. I worked in the admissions office. I played volleyball. Um, I was in pre-alumni council, and I also pledged Delta at Philander, so I am initiate of the Gamma Gamma chapter. So that's just a little bit about me. I wanted to have a conversation with you all to kind of go over the syllabus really quickly. I'm going to try to make this video short. Try is the objective word. But I'm going to try to make this short. Just want to go over the things. I know that you all are capable of reading, but not everyone reads, nor do they listen. So I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to kind of get to know you all get to know me, which I will talk about how you can do that later. So basically, the overall goal of this course is to prepare you for life after college, or prepare you for the next move for life after college. And that is mainly internships and job opportunities in grad school. So I didn't have a class like this when I was at Philander. I really wish I had it. I had technical writing that helped with me being looking good on paper, which Miss Clowney taught that, but I didn't have anything to help me with my actual interviewing. So that's something that I would love to, I would really love to do with y'all, is just get you all in front of a lens or on the phone or in person with people to actually work on your interviewing skills, because the way you speak and carry yourself says a lot about you and tells a lot about how intelligent you are. Oftentimes it's never your writing. So with that, just to go over the first page of the syllabus, this will be uploaded online by the time you have this video up, so you can follow along and have me in the background. First page of the syllabus. Keep in mind, since I was a former student at Philander, I do still have a Philander email address. But, excuse me, you have to make sure you're sending your stuff to the right email. Excuse me, if you're going to email me. So my work email is cfox@philander.edu. Make sure that that's the one you're sending it to. Do not send it to fox.chelsea@philander, because I will not receive that. I don't have access to that email and I don't check it. Also, I do have my cell phone number on here. Please do not share with anyone who is not in the course. Also, please make sure you text me no later than 6 p.m. in the evening. Try not to pocket dial me, anything like that. But if you need to text me, you can. Just make sure it's before 6 p.m. because I do work a full-time job. I don't live in Arkansas. I live in Chicago. I do work a full-time job and I'm very busy. And I like to set appointments for a lot of things that I do. So that's why I say 6 p.m. because I do a lot of evening time things with my current job. Skipping through the goals of the course and going down to assignments and grading policy, I would be remiss if I do not say that this course is easy to pass, but very easy to fail. So I have a traditional grading scale, but I also have assignments and grading value. I have every assignment listed for every week in the semester. I was going to say quarter. I will talk about quarter and semester later. Nonetheless, I have every assignment listed. Every assignment has a point value. Every assignment either is a writing prompt or participation, or it'll say what it is. And it's posted the same way in the online portal. Now with this, when you skip down to the course schedule, you can see that my syllabus is color-coded. The reason why I color-code my syllabus is because, number one, the current institution I work at in Chicago is a quarter system school. Which means that they have 3 quarters in one academic year rather than having 2 semesters. Quarters are quicker. So in order to just keep myself focused on how I'm doing everything, I have separated the course into 4 weeks at a time, which helps me not confuse the two, because I'm so used to saying quarter now, I don't even say the word semester anymore. With that, you can look at this as us going through different quadrants. Each quadrant is something different. Going through each quadrant, which means we're closer to the finish line. So by the end of this month, we'll be done with the first quadrant of the course. So to go over the quadrants in general before I explain assignment 1, the first quadrant is online presentation. So what does your social media look like, or your professional social media look like, and how do you engage with others online? So that is something that is very important, because when people are job searching, though they're not supposed to look you up on the internet, they still look you up. So you want to be mindful of the content that you're putting out there. I personally have a professional Twitter and I have a personal Twitter. I have Instagrams for businesses that I run, and I have my personal Instagram. My Snapchat is just a personal Snapchat that I really don't use. Nonetheless, I have multiple pages for different things. You can't be everything all in one thing. Facebook, I just have one thing because my Facebook friends list is very small, and I only add people I know in person, or I've met in person. But you still want to be mindful of your online presentation. So how are you engaging with people in the comment section? What does your profile look like when people see it, when people don't know you? And what message are you conveying with your bio or anything like that? That's something very important when it comes to job searching. Another thing that we're going to discuss is looking good on paper, which is section 2. So your resume, your cover letter, and kind of how you sell yourself. Oftentimes, in my professional role, I have interviewed, and I will be interviewing, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll be interviewing over 200 people in March. Probably more than that. Nonetheless, your resume says a lot about you. The detail that you add to it, the looks of it, how clean and pristine it may be, everything is in order, everything's descriptive. All of that stuff matters. Also, it matters how you sell yourself. For example, something I struggle with a lot is speaking to what I learned in the streets, for lack of better words, like my street smarts. How can I convey what I learned in the street smarts or in the streets and use that as a platform to leverage my skills? So something that I did was I always talked about how I'm very resourceful. I know how to hustle. I can outwork anybody, all of that. So in my cover letter, the opening line in my cover letter, it says that among my colleagues, I'm the most exceptionally productive one. And I know how to manage budgets and resources, pay attention to detail, and I know the accountability that comes with building community or doing such and such. So it's all about how you put the wording in. Had I come into an interview where I put on my cover letter that I know how to hustle, I know how to grind, blah, 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 that wouldn't be well received. So you want to make sure you're speaking clearly across audiences and you're selling yourself well by still being your authentic self, but delivering in a way that people can receive it. Section 3 is interviewing. Week 9, I will not be available for anything. That's when I'm interviewing those 200 people. I will not be available. I probably won't be available out after that because I'm going to be so pooped of reading resumes and cover letters in my personal job. Nonetheless, I will take y'all spring break to catch up on assignments. But the goal of that is to kind of get you all prepared. Like, we're getting closer to actually doing legit interviews. And then lastly, the last section is actual interview skills. So interview etiquette, what to do when you're actually there, what to say when you're actually there, and things like that. That is really the gist of the class. As you can see, you have not repeat assignments, but repeat assignment titles. So with participation, those are always going to be YouTube live sessions, and it will have actionable items. So with that, the actionable item for assignment number 1, this is how I'll know that you have watched this video. You probably haven't skipped through to kind of figure out what I'm saying right now. But I will know that you have watched this video if you can leave a comment with your ideal internship that you would like to have, ideal volunteer opportunity or current volunteer opportunity that you're a part of, or if you leave me the name of the grad school and program that you're interested in looking into or looking into attending. So that is how I'll know that you have watched this YouTube live, and that will count towards your participation grade for viewing this. So as I was stating, Participation is YouTube Live, which will always be an actionable item that lets me know that you've done the assignment or you've watched the video. Writing prompts are, as stated, they're writing prompts. You have to write something. I necessarily won't be critiquing your writing. I will for assignment 2, but I won't necessarily be critiquing your writing. It's kind of like how you deliver the message that you're trying to convey. You also have mock interviews. You have 3 mock interviews. Those mock interviews will be with real people. Those will be some people who are Philander alums. There are some people who I've worked with at other institutions I've been at before. People I may have gone to grad school with, and maybe even other students, but it will be with a human. So keep that in mind. There's nothing robotic about it. One of my goals for the course, though, is to get you all connected to people who have recruitment backgrounds. So that means you want to always put your best foot forward, because that may land you your next job opportunity. Yes, I will try to get people who are capable of getting internships and getting you jobs to do mock interviews with you. So you want to make sure you're always presenting your best self, because they may like you and they may see your growth and may learn about you and want to hire you at the end of the school year or for the summer. And then I will have a few more extra credit opportunities in the course. I do have one that's posted for spring break. Excuse me for saying us so much, but I do have one posted for spring break. That's the only one I have listed. I'll kind of do extra credit depending on the overall class GPA. See how y'all are doing as a class, and if I feel like I need to offer extra credit, then I will. But overall, I want to also give you all helpful tips for passing this course that I think you should definitely adhere to for any course that you're in here moving forward. First tip is to read. And I know that sounds very simple, but a lot of people don't do it, no matter how educated they are. I work with people, even when I was in grad school and I got my master's degree, people did not read. People don't read, and it's very unfortunate. But you need to read. There's nothing more embarrassing than someone coming to ask a question that's already been answered, or someone submitting an assignment and they did not follow the instructions because they did not read the instructions, or someone may be giving an opinion about something that they're not fully informed on. So you want to always read. That's the number one way you can pass this class, if you read. The second way to pass this class is to log on to the online platform once a week. All you need is once a week. You may want to set a calendar invite for like whatever day of the week you would like to get on there to give yourself time to look at the assignment and see what it is and do it and submit it. I will try to make assignments due on Saturdays, giving you Monday through Friday to do your normal coursework, and then Saturdays it'll be due for me because I'll be free on the weekends and I can grade it. So you want to log into the platform once a week. It may be helpful to set a calendar invite to do that. The next thing is to stay attentive to the group chat. If you don't know what I'm talking about now, that means you haven't followed step 1, or the first tip I gave you, which is to read. But stay attentive to the group chat. It is up to you whether or not you decide to mute it. I will not be in there being chatty Cathy. I don't really talk a lot, but I do answer questions if people have questions, or facilitate conversation if it needs to be facilitated. So the group chat is an opportunity for not only you to connect with your classmates, but for you to connect with me. So sometimes an email may take a while for me to respond to, but if you at me in the group chat, I can respond to that. Or if you ask a question in the group chat, your other classmates can answer and respond to it. So that's something to be mindful of. Also, a lot of times, I am not always in my office at my current job. I'm in my kitchen now, but I'm not always in front of a computer, but I always have my phone. So sometimes I can just hop in a group chat and say, hey, y'all, I'm going to upload this assignment later. This is the new due date, and I'll have it up by this time. That way you'll know. And the last way that you'll pass this course is communicating. I know that y'all are college students. I was a college student, obviously. And things happen. I worked several jobs when I was in college. I did so many different things. And what's something that's most appreciated from students is when you all are proactive with your communication. If you know that you have a surgery scheduled, try to work ahead or try to let your professor know ahead of time. If you know that you have some things going on at home, let your professor know. It's easier for me to work with you and give you a later due date or give you some leeway if you let me know ahead of time rather than you letting me know after and you still want me to give you some type of help. I can't help you after the fact, but I can definitely help you ahead of time. So communicate effectively and proactively. Let me know before things hit the fan that there's something going on, so I could be considerate of that when I'm assigning assignments or when I'm grading assignments or anything like that. I can give you grace if you communicate with me, but if you don't communicate and it's after the fact, you are still subject to whatever point deduction there is. Which the last thing is being mindful of point deductions. All late assignments, if it allows you to, not if I allow you to turn in any late assignment, it is going to be an automatic 5 points deducted from the assignment. The class I taught last quarter, a lot of people failed that class because they had a lot of late assignments. They stopped logging on. They thought they could just turn everything in at the end of the course. I am not one of those professors. I am sorry to tell you that. You need to turn things in when they are due. Things are due every week, every Saturday, which is why I told you step 2 and 3. But this is not one of those courses. This is not one of those courses where you're doing okay the first 2 weeks and you disappear for 6 weeks and you still come out with an A. This is not going to be that. Every single week, I do not go back and change anything unless I get something from the dean of students saying that, you know, you had an adverse event to happen in your life. I will not be doing that. Also, with the late policy, be mindful that while some institutions want assignments due at 11:59 p.m., that like Blackboard or Canvas platforms that the schools may use, this platform has a 11:59 or 11:55, excuse me. This platform uses 11:55 p.m. as the cutoff time for assignments. So don't go into it thinking like, oh, I got into 11:59. You do not. You have until 11:55, and that's why it's important that you read, so you'll know that. But if you hear me say it, then now you know. But other than that, I really don't have anything else. Just keep in mind, there is an actionable item in this presentation or this YouTube video for you to do that will allow you to get credit for participation overall. So please go back and look at that. Please leave that in the comments, not in the group chat. And if you have any questions, ask those in the group chat and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you.